Woo! What's going on, guys? Orange Farm coming at you with another video. And today we're going to be talking about some more OTA observations. They are in the week 3 of the Detroit Lions OTAs, phase 3, if you want to call it that. Phase 3 starts now. Getting that information from guys like John Macaron, Tim Twentyman, Jeremy Reisman, those Detroit Lions beat writers that get the job done, that are invited into those practices, and they put the info out, and I get that info out to you. So this was supposed to be day 2 of practice, but you know how we had that little infraction with that broken rule that the Lions had with the no contact during OTAs. They were doing a little bit of contact, and they got docked the practice, which was yesterday, Monday, and today started. It was supposed to, I believe, it was supposed to be a 3-day thing. I'm not 100% sure on that. I could be wrong if it was a 2 or 3 dayer, but they were there today at least, and it was supposed to be day 1 was supposed to be mainly offense and defense, and then day 2 was supposed to be more special teams work, but they decided to mix and match that today because they lost that one day. No, a lot of vets were not present for this. Dan Campbell or the NFL itself, giving guys with more experience, vet presence, more times to get some rest. So you get mainly the younger guys. You get all the rookies usually. You get all the rookies. You get all the UDFAs, rookies, and you get maybe some of the 1-2 year guys too as well. That will try to get more reps in, because it's hard to get reps in when camp comes, and I'll explain that probably down the road. But that's basically what it is. So it was a lot of young guys, young players today. So getting more opportunities, getting more experience. So that's good for them, and they can they can turn the heads on some of these coaches. Now in the building, offensive wise, it was quarterback and Hooker there, running back Sione Vaikai, the rookie, wide receiver Jalen Calhoun, wide receiver Isaiah Williams, the rookie, wide receiver Caden Davis, tight end Parker Hess, tight end Sean McKeon, former Michigan Wolverine guy, offensive lineman Giovanni Manu, the rookie, offensive lineman Duke Clemens, another rookie, offensive lineman Brian Hudson, another rookie, center Kingsley Iguacan, another rookie, O-line Matt Farniak, offensive guard Christian Mahogany, another rookie, offensive lineman Colby Sorsdal, and O-lineman Connor Galvin. Those guys were in the building practicing. Defensive wise, it was outside linebacker edge James Houston, outside linebacker Isaac Okwo, the rookie, outside linebacker Mitchell Agude, outside linebacker Matthew Betts, the CFL superstar, and then outside linebacker Ben Neiman, new to the club, linebacker Deron Gilbert, outside linebacker edge Nate Lynn, and then cornerback Terrian Arnold, the rookie. Lynn's a rookie as well. Cornerback Enos Rakestraw Jr., the rookie. Safety Kirby Joseph. Safety Chalen Garnes. DB Maurice Norris. Safety Brandon Joseph. Safety Lawrence Strickland. Defensive end Chris Smith. Defensive tackle Makai Wingo, the rookie at LSU, and nose tackle Broderick Martin. Those guys were all in the building, all participating. We'll talk a little bit more about what was going on. Special teams guys that were there: punter Jack Fox, kicker Michael Badgley, James Turner, the rookie out of Michigan, long snapper Scott Daly, long snapper Hogan Hatton. Now here are some of the observations that were going on from our guys, and I want to thank those guys like John Macaron again, and Tim Twentyman, Jeremy Reisman, all those guys for putting this out. Both rookie cornerbacks, Arnold and Rakestraw, were on the field. Rakestraw still kind of recovering from that surgery, though. He had that groin surgery, he had core surgery, he had some problems going on, and he's been kind of limited during these camps. But he was out there today. He said he feels ready and he feels very comfortable playing at 191 pounds. Teams just, the Lions just being really cautious with him because they really want this kid to contribute this year. So, but he was out there today, which is a good sign. And the Arnold looked fluid, he looked crisp, he looked fast, speedy during some drills. And then number 2, 7-on-7, they did some situational work. They starts with Hooker. He was finding guys like Isaiah Williams, the rookie wide receiver, Parker Hess, the tight end, and Sione Vaikai, the rookie running back as well. Hooker finding a lot of chemistry with his tight ends. That's been kind of noted throughout OTAs and these mini camps, that he's getting comfortable with with these tight ends, and he's looking for those guys. So more situational work. They're on their own 35-yard line. Hooker did find Vaikai, the rookie, across the middle for 10 yards, beating Ben Neiman, I think, on that one. Drive ended on a back-to-back sacks. Don't know if it was his fault, because I know there's been a lot of talk about Hendon Hooker, him holding onto the ball too long. Now, these guys didn't stress if it was his fault or not, so I don't really know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's why it wasn't brought up. But it was ended on 2 back-to-back sacks. One from defensive end, outside linebacker Mitchell Agude. That's been getting a lot of talk from Campbell that he really, really likes. And then newcomer Ben Neiman, who's got some rush ability from the linebacker spot, who's accumulated a couple sacks during his career as an NFL linebacker. Not a sack guy by any stretch, but he does have some pass rush ability. And then more situational work on the 49-yard line. Hooker finds tight end Sean McKeon, the Michigan Wolverine, for a big gain. I guess it was a really nice route by McKeon, beating Ben Neiman again. And then Hesse, and then Williams, the wide receiver, and then a really bad throw to end it to wide receiver Caden Davis. I think it was incomplete, but I guess it was a bad throw because he was open. Hank Fraley, the Lions O-line coach, has really put a lot on Colby Sorsdal this spring so far. You know, he was the 5th round pick I think we had last year from William and Mary, a guy that played mainly tackle in college, small school. Brought him over last year, kind of put him at guard. Now they're kind of moving him everywhere right now. So they're putting a lot on his plate. He's played up and down the line all spring, and Hank Fraley really likes what he sees from the guy, quoting him, calling him a gifted player, knowing that he can handle anything we give to him right now. So they're liking the progress of Sorsdal, because he's going to be really good depth this year. The number 4, special teams work. Fox was blasting some kicks, punts. Wide receiver Caden Davis making some noise, returning the ball. He was turning some heads of some reporters. The guy's got some good speed, good hands, and that's a good way to get noticed. Linebacker Mitchell Agude was out there too on special teams, showing some closing speed on wide receiver Isaiah Williams. Mitchell Agude is a pure athlete. Like I've kind of told you about him before. I should have done some work on him. I still might, we got a long time. I still might come up with a video, but I did some what's it called, some video analysis on this kid. He is a very, he's a smaller type linebacker edge. Outside, he's like one of those tweeners. Kind of reminds me a little bit of James Houston. Got a little bit of James Houston, a little bit of kind of like that freakish athlete, got bend. He's got good pass rushing skills. He's out there. He's trying to make the ball club, and Dan Campbell has raved about this kid so far early. So keep an eye on Mitchell Agude. On a 4th and 1 situation, this ended the practice, or the one part of the practice, whatever. It was a 4th and 1. Offense was attempting to draw the defense offside, but rookie O-lineman Giovanni Manu with the false start. So kids, he's learning. Fraley still likes the kid. He goes, I'm very pleased with him, where his progress is right now. He goes, he's a very coachable young man. He goes, and that's what matters. So, he's had some struggles. He's looked better in the run blocking department than he has in the pass blocking department. He really has. And here, this doesn't help his situation out anymore. But he's, this guy's going to be depth. This guy's going to be depth, or this guy could possibly be on your practice squad. I don't know. I know you can protect guys. I don't really know how that works. I don't really know how it works on who you can protect, who you can't. Someone want to tell me that in the chat or in the comments. But this will be a guy that if he goes on the practice squad, he'll probably be snatched up in seconds just because of his sheer size alone. But this is a guy that will probably make the team. He'll probably make the team, and hopefully he's ready, but he's depth as of right now. Who knows when he plays, when he doesn't, but he's learning. So we got to be patient with this kid. There's more notes going on. The Lions did waive cornerback Craig James. He didn't even practice during mini camp. He was nursing some type of injury. They also released linebacker Steele Chambers. If you don't know Steele Chambers, he went to Ohio State University. He was a Buckeye. He was a linebacker that Brad Holmes brought in as a UDFA, an undrafted free agent rookie. and they ended up releasing him. And they did bring in Ben Neiman. That's probably another reason why. So they do have one spot open. And we will get to that in a second. I don't know if that means anything, but they do have one spot open because they did release 2 guys and only brought in 1. So they got a spot open. We'll see what happens. Now, kicker, now players James Houston and Kirby Joseph, they were in attendance, but they did some teamwork, mostly working with the trainers. Joseph was seen with his helmet on for the first time in a long time. New linebacker Ben Neiman was out there as well, working with trainers, still trying to get acclimated to the defense because he's brand new. He was doing some drills though. But he's played for teams like the Chiefs for 4 years, Cardinals, Broncos. He might have signed with Tennessee, but was only there for a little bit. I don't even think he even went into a game. I think he was released during the spring. I'm pretty sure, but he did play with the Chiefs, Cardinals, and Broncos. And in the Broncos last year, he was with the Broncos on the practice squad, but only played in 7 games, and it was strictly on special teams. But he's actually played defense with the Chiefs and the Cardinals, playing. He has some starting experience. So it's a guy, keep an eye on Ben Neiman. Who knows what happens? But he's a special teams guy too, as I said, playing with the Broncos. But he's got some of that special teams ability that you really like as a player. Now, last week, Campbell did say that they wanted Monday practice to be, I already said that, erase that, click. They wanted Monday to be offensive defense, and they wanted Tuesday to be special teams. But due to the penalty, they switched that thing over, and they kind of meshed it together. Now, number 3, Vaikai, the rookie, is impressing as a wide receiver still. I've talked about it before with him. Is he pushing Craig Reynolds as RB3? That's to be continued. I don't really know to yet, but he's really impressing as a wide receiver, as a running back coming out of the backfield, not as an actual wide receiver, but just catching the football. He's got a very good skill set catching the ball. He has very nice hands, soft hands. He can even get balls that are kind of not on around his area. He can go up and get it. He's got really soft hands, really good hands. So he beat guys like linebackers Ron Gilbert and Ben Neiman, like I said earlier. And then number 4, this is kind of the last one I'm going to end up with, guys. Talking about how guys like Craig James was released and was waived, and then linebackers Steel Chambers was released as well, and they only brought back in 1 player. They are bringing in. I was going to save this for another whole other video, but I might as well just say it now. It's no big deal. If he's signed, I will make a video on it. They're bringing in kicker Jake Bates, the kid from Michigan Panthers. Okay, they're bringing him in. They requested an interview or an invite. They sent an invite out to him to come in. Now there's 4 other teams apparently that are interested in him. Green Bay is one of them. Baltimore Ravens. What other teams did I see? I should have wrote this down. But there's 3 or 4 other teams. I think the other one was Carolina Panthers. Maybe Kansas City. I don't remember. But there's 4 other teams besides the Lions. 3 or 4 other teams. So, like I said, there was going to be multiple teams getting a look at this kid. I thought maybe it would be a little bit more. This kid, was this huge phenom starting month, 2, 3 months ago, whatever it was, when this kid was bombing. He bombed 260-something yard field goals at Ford Field. He plays for the Michigan Panthers in the UFL league. Okay, it's a professional league. It's a notch 2, 3. It's probably 2, 3 notches down from the NFL. It's probably not even as good, in my opinion, not even as good as CFL. That, you know what I mean? But it's very close. That doesn't mean they're bad football players. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they're not comparable to some NFL guys. Now, there's some former NFL players playing in that league. A little bit older guys, maybe guys that just couldn't quite make, the starting roster on practice squads for a lot. Number 2s, number 3s, number 4s. Now they're starters in this league. Now, it's not bad football. I've watched a couple games. I watched the Panthers. The big phenom was this kid because he was bombing 60-yarders. He hit 2 60-yarders in a row at Ford Field. One was a time he was frozen. One was timeout. He hit it still. Then he hit it again. He was hitting 55, 60s. He was hitting all kinds of stuff. You know, he's breaking records. He was doing everything. He did miss some big kicks down the stretch. This guy, okay, and he struggled the last few games. He apparently tweaked his ankle. He injured his ankle, so he was kind of playing hurt, kicking the ball, and he wasn't kicking the ball too well. Now, this kid wasn't even the best kicker in that league. I don't think. There was another kid, Andre. His name is very strange. It's like Samirjat or something like that. I can't even really pronounce it. It's a strange, different name. Samirit or something like that, for the Seattle Battlehawks, I want to say. He was a better kicker. He was kicking long field goals, and then, his season, whatever, ended. And he was actually the better kicker of the two, personally, I think. This kid's not a bad kicker, though. He's got a weird little story to this Jake Bates kid. He was a kicker in college. He was only like a specialty kicker for kickoffs. Never kicked a field goal in his life in college. High school, know nothing about him. But in college, he did not kick any field goals. Then he had a tryout with the Houston Texans. That didn't work out. I don't even remember who their kicker is. I can't even tell you who their kicker is. Foria or whatever the heck his name is. Don't even know. Don't even know who the Houston kicker is. But he got cut, and I think he might have had a small stint with Jacksonville, but he just didn't even play any preseason games or something and got released right away. I kind of remember, but he did have a tryout with the Houston Texans. He didn't make it, and he's been a phenom in the UFL. But he struggled at the end. 77% kicker successful. That's not good at all, because he did have a rough last 3 games. So who knows what's going on. He's got a big leg, though. Does have a big leg. His accuracy, it leaves something to be desired. So it needs to be worked on. But the Lions could be bringing him in. It all depends on who he says yes to. There's 3 other teams, like what I said, Green Bay. I think one of them might have been Carolina, and Baltimore is one of them too, which is weird because they have Tucker. Maybe they just want to see, maybe they just want to see all the hype, see what all the hype's about. Who knows? But there's a few teams that are interested in Jake Bates, so he could be coming here. Who knows? But that's it, guys. I talked about that for way too long, the kick situation, but I know a lot of people do want this kid coming into town. I think it's overblown, overhyped, but that's okay. Maybe he's good. Maybe he'll be good competition for a guy like James Turner. They've brought in 3 guys before, and they duked it out. Let's see what happens there. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys coming and watching the video. I appreciate you guys. Detroit Lions all the way. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right. Hit that YouTube button. Don't forget the notification bell up top. Give that bell a ring. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. Really appreciate it, guys. Phase 3 starting. Don't know if this was the last day. I think there might be one more day. Don't quote me on it, but if there is, I will report it to you. Thanks, guys. Go Lions. One pride. Detroit versus everybody. Bam.